Preparing for the worst, a tale of Cyclone Fengal and the future. Once upon a time, in the vibrant lands of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, life existed in a delicate balance woven together by the soothing rhythm of the monsoon rains. For centuries, the people celebrated the arrival of the northeast monsoon, believing it to be a life-giver, nourishing their lush fields and sustaining their livelihood. But little did they know, lurking within the storm clouds was a beast named Cyclone Fengal, waiting for the opportune moment to unleash its fury. It was the night of November 30, 2024, when Fengal roared to life and crossed the coast, bringing with it an unprecedented scale of destruction. The tranquility of the southern coastline was shattered, and a sense of urgency gripped the hearts of the inhabitants. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin penned a heartfelt letter to Prime Minister Modi, revealing the harrowing statistics: nearly 7 million families were affected, 15 million lives disrupted, and lives lost, including that of innocent children. The scenes were unimaginable: a peaceful town awash in floods, farmlands submerged like forgotten dreams. As the storm passed, the reality began to crystallize. What went wrong? The people wondered. They had long been accustomed to coping with rain-induced inconveniences, but the cyclone had crossed a threshold. The India Meteorological Department confirmed that the frequency of extreme weather events was rising, and it became evident that neglecting preparedness was a gamble no longer viable in a changing climate. Yet, in the wake of devastation, a paradox emerged. The pros and cons of preparing for the worst. Pros. 1. Proactive measures lead to resilience. Communities that invested in early warning systems, robust infrastructure, flood management, and public awareness campaigns found themselves better equipped to handle the aftermath. Those who learned from Fengal formed protective networks, sharing resources, knowledge, and hope. 2. Adaptation and reinvention. After the cyclone, the push for comprehensive disaster preparedness prompted the government to reevaluate outdated practices in urban planning and resource management. This led to greater investments in sustainable infrastructure, such as the strengthening of bunds and creation of natural water retention systems, which would play a vital role in future resilience. 3. Unity in crisis. The spirit of togetherness blossomed as people banded together to support one another. Volunteers emerged from unexpected places, showcasing the innate kindness and strength of the human spirit in times of calamity. 4. Government accountability. The aftermath of Cyclone Fengal ignited calls for transparency in governance. The public demanded to see the report from the Advisory Committee for Mitigation and Management of Flood Risk, pressuring officials to prioritize disaster resilience in their agendas. Cons. 1. Costs of preparedness. Building infrastructure and systems for extreme weather isn't inexpensive. Allocation of funds for such initiatives can lead to tensions regarding fiscal priorities, where some may feel neglected if resources are funneled predominantly towards disaster readiness. 2. Psychological toll. The constant reminders of potential catastrophes can lead to anxiety and despair within communities. The mental resilience needed to endure repeated cycles of disaster can be taxing, especially for those still healing from past traumas. 3. Inequality in response. The capacity to prepare varies greatly among communities. Wealthier neighborhoods might successfully fortify their homes while poorer regions remain vulnerable, deepening societal divides in the wake of a disaster. 4. Potential for complacency. While preparing for the worst is crucial, it could inadvertently foster a dangerous sense of overconfidence. Communities might believe they can handle any storm and, as a result, neglect ongoing vigilance or rapid response measures when they are most needed. As the waters receded and the sun shone again over Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, the people reflected on their experience with Cyclone Fengal. This storm was a grim reminder that the future held more unprecedented challenges. It was clear that preparation was not just a plan, it was a way of life, a constant dance between hope and caution. Thus, the tale of Cyclone Fengal continues, urging all to learn and adapt, for the winds of change are relentless. The southern lands would not cower in fear; instead, they would stand tall, fortified by the wisdom of their history and united in their resolve to prepare for not just the worst, but the future yet unwritten.